Show me a business that doesn't run on checklists, and I'll show you a dysfunctional company that's bound to make mistakes. Look, checklists are one of the best, easiest tools to implement in your business to ensure that your team is following the designated process, making sure we're not working off of memory, and that we're working off of systems as opposed to just pure human instinct and talent. It is so easy to avoid costly mistakes that embarrass us in front of our clients, cost us our client relationship, or just create gross inefficiencies in our company by simply having a checklist on every single task. Now, let's dive in and take a look at how we use checklists in our agencies and how easy it is for you to use them in yours. Hey there guys, I'm Ben Gerster, and I scaled my digital marketing agency to over $400,000 in monthly recurring revenue by building smart, scalable frameworks within my agency that helped me automate and scale our business, driving maximum profit and growth. In this video, we're going to be talking about checklists. Now, I'm admittedly a visionary that doesn't like to be super organized. And so this has been something that I fought in my agency for a long time, is just the idea of the need for having a checklist for everything and having everything be in a task and everything be in a designed process. But as soon as I stopped fighting this idea, I was able to get us super focused, super organized, and I saw our client escalations drop to the floor. We stopped seeing some of those simple mistakes that were happening. So the first thing I want to talk about with checklists is you have to have a place for checklists to live, and that's usually going to be in your project management software. Now, if you are not using a project management software within your agency, you need to get one ASAP. You can use Notion, you can use ClickUp, you can use Asana, you can use Wrike. Our agency used Wrike because that's just what we've been using forever for the last 10 years as we've been working in a lot of different disciplines, and Wrike works great. Now, with a project management software, the idea here is that every task, every single action that the team is going to be taking to deliver your service to your customer and to manage any internal projects or tasks, they need to live in this project management software. And within the project management software, there is a structure that we should be using. Everything has a task, and it has visibility in that software. Every task has somebody that is assigned to do that task. Everybody that's assigned to a task has a due date for that task. And there is always a status for that task. This gives transparency across the agency. Managers can see what tasks are open, what is past deadline, and every team member can come in here and filter this system by their name to see what's assigned to them, what they need to be working on, what their schedule has committed to it. So this is incredibly important for organizing the team, organizing the flow of the work that's going through. Every single task in this system should have a few things. The anatomy of a task. First and foremost, it should have a description of what that task is asking to be done. What is the assignment? What needs to be done here? What are we asking you to do? The other thing that this task should have, it should have supporting resources. So links to any other documents that are needed for them to reference. It could be a handoff form that's being passed to them. It could be design files that they need access to. There's going to be resources in most cases that are assigned to the task. So that needs to be contained and easy for them to access directly in this task. The other thing that we do in our tasks is we link a training document for this task. Now, most of the time, these are repeated tasks, especially if it's how we deliver our service to our client. So our SOP and our training document for how do you do this task. If it's somebody newer on the job and they get this assigned to them, this is always available to them to reference, to just get refreshed on how do I do this thing that I'm being asked to do in this task. The next part of the task is going to be action items. So within a task, there are multiple different things that are probably needing to be done. And this is where our checklist comes into play. So the checklist is the action items on that task. And another way to look at it is, this is our definition of done for this task. When we say this task is done, it means that all of these things have been completed. So we would have, in this case, a series of checkboxes that are listed with whatever the action items are. We might say to them, review the documentation, review the training. There could be a video Loom handoff that is in this link, that we're providing in this task. Review the Loom, do the assignment, notify the rest of the team that you're done with the assignment, change the status of the task. Every little step that we want them to do in order to say that they are done with this task must be in the checklist, because we do not want to rely on human error or memory to guide when we are doing these things, especially when it comes to quality control, proofreading, double checking backlinks or any links that we're using in our deliverables. All of this is going to be important so that we don't make those costly mistakes. So if we're very clear about what the definition of done in our checklist looks like, that person will finish this task, complete each of these items, they won't forget to do something, the status will be changed, and the task can be completed. Now, one of the other things I want to talk about with these structures are checklists can be one of two things. Number one, they can be a standardized checklist, which means this is a repeatable process. We do this over and over and over. So we know exactly that this is the set of items that need to be done every time we do XYZ task. If that's the case, for standardized tasks, that way we can build out templates in our project management software. We have templates that are pre-built with all of this information in those tasks, and the team can simply duplicate these tasks and assign them out to the team, and they don't have to always reinvent the wheel and rethink all of these details. All they would have to do is replace maybe the resource links or the specific Loom video if they were giving a very specific piece of direction, but the training documentation link would stay there. And this training documentation might be linking to a Google Doc, it might be linking to a video that walks them through how to do the task, it might be linking to Trainual, which is a great platform for documenting your SOPs. So we have standardized tasks and then in checklists, and then we have ad hoc. Now, ad hoc is probably my favorite at this point, because as a founder, I'm rarely given a task in the project management software unless it's something at the leadership level where I'm being asked to collaborate on a project or do something. I don't care what it is. If anybody assigns me a task, it's got a checklist in it, and I'm at the point now where I love my checklists. I want to know exactly what needs to be done, whether I'm signing something, approving something, I have to update our customer list, I have to do something in particular. I want to know exactly what the team needs from me in order for me to complete this task out and hand it back to the team. So I rely on those checklists. So no matter what, in an ad hoc situation, we always raise a task and we always build a checklist in that task for whoever we're assigning it to, so they know exactly what needs to be done and they can complete it successfully. This is one of the simplest things that you could bring to your agency that will absolutely remove the chaos. Have a checklist on every single task. Build your culture around the mindset of everything has a task, everything has a checklist. Essentially, everything has a definition of done, and we can verify it and we can remind everybody about what that is. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, click that like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll share more videos with tips and tricks on how you can make your agency better, smarter, and more scalable. Until the next time, stay hungry, stay focused, and keep hustling.